to Dr. Elma and my fellow friend. We are from Group Dynamite, and we would like to talk about our ideal leader, which is Albert Einstein, in this documentary video. So let's begin with the background of Albert Einstein. He was born on March 14, 1879 in Württemberg, Germany. He was a key figure in the development of the two main pillars of 20th century physics because he was the founder of relativity theory and a substantial contributor to quantum theory. In the 1920s, he became an outspoken supporter of conscientious objections and an active leader in the international anti-war movement. In 1921, he won the Nobel Prize for his explanation of the photoelectric effect. Most people have heard of the relativity equations E equal to mc squared, but few realize that it was created by Albert Einstein. People seldom refer him as a thought leader. Instead, they hear him described as a brilliant scientist, but he was a true thought leader because by teaching us about E equal to mc squared, relativity, and how to break atoms, he took us to a new level of science and a new way of thinking about the cosmos.
Albert Einstein is highly recognizable as he stands out sharply from other scientists. He has a good reputation for having the most innovative ideas. According to Gimbel 2015, Einstein became a worldwide celebrity due to his science. Most people worldwide know Einstein's theory of relativity, and it allows them to improve their knowledge of the cosmos. The unified field theory that he worked on described gravitation, subatomic phenomena, and electromagnetism. He is also famous for discovering the photoelectric effect, for which he received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. Besides, another reason for Einstein's prominence is that he was involved in many fields other than physics, most notably politics and religion, involving Zionism. Robinson 2015 stated that in this regard, Einstein is famed for his open opposition to Nazi Germany since 1933, his personal support for forming the atomic bomb in 1939, and his public criticism of the hydrogen bomb and McCarthyism in the 1950s.
Types of leadership. Albert Einstein is a visionary leader. Visionary leaders are well known for their ability to motivate and inspire people to work hard for their future goals. His dedication to science has inspired people, and it changes the way people think about space and time. He is listening to others people's explanation too. He considers himself an ignorant person to keep learning for his whole life. The visionary leader has their own imagination and persistence too. Albert Einstein is persistent in his study of those scientific ideas. His fantastical imagination also allowed him to come up with the famous 1905 theory of special relativity as well as 1915 theory of general relativity. Now we are moving to the key characteristics of Albert Einstein that make him an effective leader. Albert Einstein is inquisitiveness. His work is beyond the scope of ordinary people's comprehension. He always asks more questions to get the best answer and implement them. Albert Einstein is perseverance too. He succeeds because he learns from failures instead of giving up. He often asks more questions to correct the failures and achieve success. Albert Einstein did mention that imagination is more important than knowledge. He has his own imagination and unique way of thinking on the road to success. He prefers to use his imagination by using a mental model that he calls a thought experiment. Albert Einstein is disciplined too. He usually uses 4 hours to finish his work at the Swiss patent office and start to work on his science project. He worked hard to find an answer to his curiosity instead of waiting for a new idea to strike into his mind one day.
The ways to develop yourself to be an effective leader. Be proactive. When students are willing to step out of their comfort zone and volunteer to pick up more responsibilities, this may help to improve their leadership skill. Communication. An effective leader should improve their communication skill, especially their listening skill. An individual who wish to improve their listening skill can start by maintaining eye contact with the spokesperson. Do not interrupting and making judgment when people talk. An individual should wait for a proper chance to ask clarifying questions. Try to empathize what the spokesperson went through. Next is action plans. First, proactively asking anything. Asking the question will develop your inquisitive because you will find the answer and curiosity about what the correct answer is. The second is creating a clear and strong vision. If you have a clear and strong vision, you are persistent and move forward endlessly. Vision can help people overcome obstacles and provide motivation on the road to persistence. The third is reading. Reading helps us to use our imagination, allowing the world to depict specific image while the leader manipulates the image in the mind. The last is discipline. To be disciplined, it needs to be learned and practiced day by day. For students, they can start by making a timetable according to their study time and try to commit it fully.
Albert Einstein has experienced and overcome a lot of challenges in his whole life, and we can totally learn from his experience. To make a long story short, he ever failed to apply for the University of Zurich in 1895. However, he was not discouraged but studied in middle school again for 1 year and finally became a student. And because of his ethnicity, his initial ideas are not being accepted, even opposed by the anti-Semitic Germans and Europeans. And he has overcome the difficulties of long wait and the opposition to his theories, and proven that he was correct. Also, Albert Einstein had to be unemployed and being a physics tutor or substitute teacher for 1 year to live. In this difficult time, he showed disappointment and frustration, but also many bouts of optimism, persistence, and self-belief all at once. And his safety was also at risk during the outbreak of World War II in 1939. But he was totally fearless of it and still accomplished his effective research with an iron will and unstoppable persistence.
In conclusion, Albert Einstein is a famous scientist with good reputations because of his innovative. Albert Einstein's visionary style and his personality has told people should not easily give up and always follow the things that you believe in. He also told us we should always be optimized whether it's in under high pressure or feel depressed. Not only that, we should always stick to our views and do not give up all the times, no matter how hard it is, as well as this is the only way we succeed when we always keep going. This is the reason that he set high standards, became a role model of perseverance and never giving up in the fields of science and